Hello again and welcome back to another one, and we finally got to see the release of Murdergram Do on the same day Eminem is slated to open the VMAs. And today we have more on this collaboration between LL Cool J and Eminem thanks to another interview in which LL spoke about this briefly. Today we also have more on the drama over the Super Bowl performance, as we got to hear from 2 Live Crew's Uncle Luke, who shared his thoughts on the Lil Wayne Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl drama. And we also got to hear from Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, and as you'd see, this continues to be a divisive topic in hip-hop, since this time Jay-Z's team is in control of the Super Bowl halftime performances compared to how it was before the takeover. And you wouldn't believe some of the back and forths that have gone viral since the debates started, as when some suggested Lil Wayne and Jay-Z were with each other laughing and smiling just 2 weeks ago. Eyes emoji, you think there's bad blood, or has the situation been blown out of proportion? And this sparked a viral response bound to get your teeth dashed out of your mouth like damn, as users fired back with Jay-Z and Dame Dash 2 weeks before Jay snaked him. And today we also got more on an alleged Drake's reaction to Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl bid, as Drake is said to have turned down the Super Bowl on multiple occasions, as you'd see in a bit. And we also have a latest report that shows Diddy take a huge monumental L in court. And before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy content like this, and my apologies for using trigger words like hit and Diddy so close together. But case in point, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And starting with Travis Scott, who recently nicked that Eminem 2024 rap record with Days Before Rodeo, we got a wild report that raised eyebrows based on its second week numbers. Check it out. Travis Scott's Days Before Rodeo earns the biggest percent decline for an album remaining on the Billboard 200 this decade, down 94.7% in week 2.
I beg your pardon?
Damn!
That's a drop from 361,000 first week to just over 19,000 second week. And since his team had the audacity to call out Billboard for quote questionable tactics from Sabrina Carpenter's team, some are in shock. That's so embarrassing, not gonna lie. It just shows you that it was clearly fraudulent. Loudly crying emojis. And moving on, we got to hear from Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco about Kendrick's upcoming Super Bowl in New Orleans, and it remains polarizing. Check out a snippet from Nightcap Podcast.
But how you in New Orleans and don't have Weezy on that thing?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. When it comes to people that headline the Super Bowl, I always think about who has the visibility and can be relatable to all demographics that are going to be watching. From a business standpoint, Lil Wayne. And it just made sense. Kendrick Lamar, based on what he's done, his accolades, and him being on the run that he's been on this year, I kind of understand it. I get it.
How you gonna come to LA and not have Snoop D-O-double-G? But you can't come to New Orleans? No matter what you think. Lil Wayne probably, he a top 5. He in my top 5. A lot of people got him as the GOAT, but Lil Wayne got to be there in some capacity. He gotta be, Ocho. I feel bad because I know he wanted it too. Don't really talk to him that much now, but I know that would have meant the world to him.
And like we pointed out already, Kendrick Lamar looks to be the best business decision right now. But it is also hilarious to see people act like they don't know what the issue is. 10 Super Bowls in New Orleans, Lil Wayne never performed. Nobody cared or made an outrage. But since it is Kendrick, it is the end of the world. Laughing emojis. And for those who still don't get it, Jay-Z's team wasn't in charge of those 10 Super Bowls. In fact, this was the reason they brought in Jay-Z to change things after the boycott, to make it more quote inclusive and hip-hop friendly, hence why we got the Dr. Dre performance in LA, and some people expected the same for Lil Wayne in New Orleans. And we also got to hear from 2 Live Crew's Uncle Luke about this debate. Check out a snippet.
Everybody upset with Jay-Z. They came to do the Super Bowl here in Miami. They didn't invite any Miami artists. I think Lil Wayne should be performing. They brought Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. It was like, oh, we're doing it for Miami. Neither one of them are from Miami. Oh, we wanted to have no. You could have put Pitbull and Flo Rida and Rick Ross. I told him straight up, it's not even about me. I don't need to perform. I'm good. But you could have put them people on there. Latin is Miami. No, it's not. They let y'all believe that. The Spanish is taking over Miami. Spanish taking over everywhere. It's taking over Miami. Not the culture, not the music. Hello, get it right, get it right, get it right. You keep sending me these hearts. Who are you, lady? You're gonna get in trouble. The culture of Miami entertainment is blacker than you could ever imagine. Okay? So you got some other kind of people doing some entertainment, then you go do that. That's what y'all do. Y'all get it mixed up. Y'all get Miami mixed up with what y'all see on South Beach. That's the worst thing LeBron James could have did. Oh, I'm taking my talent to South Beach.
And yet again, we got people confusing pre-Jay-Z era of the Super Bowl performances with the expectations now that it is in Jay-Z's hands. Check this out. So he spent the whole time talking about Miami and proving everyone's point that majority of the Super Bowl halftime performances have nothing to do with the hosting city's native.
Headache. Sorry.
And since people are struggling, let's put it like this. Before the Jay-Z era, no one would expect Eminem to be first in line if the Super Bowl was in Detroit. But now it is a different era, now that Jay-Z is in charge. In fact, this is the purpose. And yes, we know that there's a rumor that Eminem declined the Super Bowl in the past. And to be honest, he doesn't sound like someone who's willing to do a solo Super Bowl performance if he was asked today.
You know, Dre's got a lot riding on his shoulders right now with this. I think that, I'm glad that it's not just me, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel that pressure.
Yeah. So the whole show kind of being centered around him is a different kind of pressure, because I'm sitting here talking about my pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a lot more right now with this whole thing.
And moving on, we got to hear from the Rory and Mal podcast about Drake's alleged reaction to the Kendrick news, and also how Drake turned down the Super Bowl on multiple occasions. Check out a snippet from their podcast.
Have you spoken to him since the announcement?
Yeah, spoke briefly.
About the Super Bowl, or you guys were just like talking about week one?
No, the Super Bowl.
Week one
of the NFL?
No, man.
Week one.
No, it was about the announcement. You know, it was just regular shit. Laughed, and you know, he gave me his thoughts on how he felt about it, and you know what he thought was going on. But it was, you know,
is that something you can share on mic?
What he said?
Yeah.
No, I would never do
okay.
That. But he's not.
I figured I'd try.
Yeah, no.
I kind of knew the answer.
You know, it's just
Rory.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just laughing, man. It's just like, you know, like. Word, like this is what y'all want to see, like,
yeah,
okay, all right,
we do.
Obviously, people don't. Like, the whole internet is upset about it. The sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered this Super Bowl show for some years now and has turned it down. Probably 4 years he's been offered to perform at Super Bowl. Said no for whatever reason. Whatever reason, he just didn't.
Did he tell you that, or is that like a known thing?
I didn't know that.
I've never heard that either.
What? The who?
Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Said no.
Well, he has. Drake has turned down the Super Bowl a few years.
Why do you think he's turned it down? Because that's really interesting to me.
I don't know why he would turn it down. I mean, you know, that's up to the artist, you know, their discretion. Maybe I'm on the road right now. I don't want to, like, you know, whatever reason.
Want to be able to give it the proper
whatever
time?
Reason it may be. It may be a conflict. When you're talking about artists that are that big, it could be a conflict of interest somewhere.
And boy, things got heated when this hit the web. Hip-hop media journalists swooped in with takes like, "Is now the time to say this?" And sadly, it seems an alleged Ebro burner account has been exposed because of this tweet, as when Rory reacted to explain that they didn't spend the whole pod talking about Kendrick. 43 seconds of a 45-minute convo about the Super Bowl, including a Super Bowl promo where Kendrick alluded to the beef. What's wrong with the timing? LOL. And Ebro reacted with speaking to info regarding Drake being offered Super Bowl already. And this was the reply to Ebro that allegedly exposed his burner account. Hey Ebro, just curate a playlist and shut it. And apparently this reply allegedly gave it away. And I'll leave it up to you guys to decide on why that is, as this user fired back with, "You shut the F up. I don't know you, so I can't even refer to what you do other than pay for a blue check." And some concluded. Bro accidentally responded on his burner, laughing emojis.
Got him. We fucking got him.
and the validity of those claims that Drake turned down the Super Bowl is being debated right now. Do you believe it that Drake turned down the Super Bowl 4 different times? And moving on, Diddy just pulled the game when it comes to taking L's in court. Only this time it is literally 14 times worse than what happened to the game when he failed to show up in court versus his alleged victim when she was awarded $7 million. Check this out. Diddy hit with a $100 million default judgment in SA case. And it gets even worse. Cardelo Smith sued for $100 million, but according to legal documents, it appears Diddy did not file an answer to the complaint. A hearing for a default judgment was set for Monday, but no sign of Diddy. So the judge gave Cardelo Smith what he wanted, $100 million. But it gets worse. The judge also set out a payment schedule, installment payment of $10 million per month, starting October 1st.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And moving on, we got to hear from LL Cool J just hours ago about his collab with Eminem, the album, and more. Check out a snippet from Sway's Universe.
I love Detroit, B. Yeah. I think Detroit, the Detroit MCs and the Detroit hip-hop scene, I have like a special place in my heart for, because they love hip-hop and lyricism and MCing and DJing and really like to the core.
It's interesting to see you and M collaborated on this project.
Yeah. We did the Murdergram and we just shot the video and
what's it like working with him? He produced that track?
No, Q-Tip produced the track. M did some additional production. He like made a few changes, added some low breakbeat parts and some little sections to it, and together it just turned into something that I feel really, really, really good about.
What's your thoughts of M as a rapper?
I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
M is brilliant. He's dope. I mean, you know, he's a student of hip-hop in a big way. He's cut from that Detroit cloth, just like Royce. Royce is the same way. They are students of the game. So, yeah, I loved him. Love him, man. That's my man. M is my man. You know what I'm saying? And Royce is my man. You know what I'm saying? And that whole clique. So it works for me. But I love the fact that it's 3 Hall of Famers on that record. I think that's real cool for a new joint, a new hip-hop.
Yeah, right.
Because me, M, and Tip, all 3 of us in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's my gosh. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Little fun fact. I don't know that I've seen that in hip-hop before, at least in that way, where it's 3 separate entities that came together and all 3 of them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's first.
Kind of new.
You gonna do a lot of firsts with this album. Congratulations.
Thank
How
you, bro.
ironic is that?
And what are your thoughts on Murdergram Do now that the music video is out? As personally, we've seen some fans begin to backtrack, those who disliked the song initially. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.